Okay, so I think I'm back on the stream. But I'm not back on the call. What's up with that?
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I'm back! So,
Hey.
Woohoo!
I don't know what you've been chatting about, but none of it was recorded or streamed. So, I'm sorry about
Yeah.
that, everybody. I don't know what
So
happened.
is it?
I just reset my Wi-Fi and then it was working. So,
Yeah. So what I was saying, I was complaining that you dropped us off the call right as it was sounding like I was blaming my wife for making awesome meals for me, and that's not where I was going with that. I was only going in the direction of I'm not the meal planner, so and her and I have not sat down with her and said, hey, let's plan something different, because that's sort of her domain, and it's not fair for me to say that right now until
right.
like I haven't had a conversation with her and said, "Hey, let's get on the same. Let's do something." Like so, like it sounds like I'm blaming her or something for making really awesome meals, and that's not the way I'm meaning it. It's not the way I'm saying it. Right? It's not. It's not my intention to say that or to mean that, and I don't mean that. Um, all I'm saying is that I guess the point I'm getting at is as humans, we live in families, and it's not just a case of, oh well, I can just do whatever I want, right?
Right.
It's a case of, hey, I have my wife as well, and I'm not going to rob her of the things that she likes to eat and the things that she likes to cook and the things that she knows how to deal with in her life just because I'm saying I need to make a change. So my choice instead is, for right now, because and it works for right now, I can just eat a little bit less but still have the things that are on our menu because that's what she's enjoying cooking and eating. And that's not meant as a blame thing, right? That's meant as a, hey, this is reality, right? Like, this is my reality. I eat certain foods, and within that constraint, just like Jeff drinking the tea, within the constraint of the foods I'm eating, I can choose my portion, right?
Right.
Just like Jeff can choose to still drink his tea with sugar, but change something else to sort of try to make a shift into a slightly different lifestyle. One of the things I learned was, um, I can't just suddenly make a shift and change the entirety of my life, and I can't sit down with my wife and say, hey, let's do this now, we're never going to buy this thing again, and we're only going to buy these things and learn how to cook this all new food and do all these things, uh, like lickety split, okay, we're starting this Monday. Like, that's not how my life works, right? Like, so for me, and even I could say that and she would probably agree and we would do whatever, but then we would both be really unhappy for a while, right? Like, this is the kind of change that has
Right.
to be sort of almost subtle in its shift. You know what I mean? If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Because I am a creature of habit and I have patterns. If I completely try to shift that pattern right away, something makes me unhappy. Like, it has to shift almost so slowly that I don't notice it, right?
Yep.
So I don't know how valid that actually is, but that's sort of the feeling that, you know what I mean? Like, I know there's other ways to do it, but in my life right now, that's just how it seems and feels.
Right. So unsurprisingly, with our first little introductory episode telling our stories, we have successfully gone over an hour. Um,
Yeah.
so you were right when I
What?
said maybe it would go a little short. Who knows? And Sam's like, "Have you met us?" Well, here you are, and that's the way it works, right? Somebody always has expectations about how short it'll be, and it never works out that way. You got to fit the formula, right? Otherwise, something would fall apart. But I think it would be good to, like, what are we each sort of hoping to do before we chat again next month, and to let people know what we're doing next month. So let's start with what are we each hoping to do by next month when we chat again.
Well, me personally, so for sort of quantitative goals, I would like to be down to 240, which is doable at 2 pounds a week, which is sort of whatever recommended healthy whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to increase my exercise so that I'm walking every single day, because right now I'm only walking every other day, and I'm not walking as long. a time goal there. I'm not sure what my time goal is going to be, but I do want to have a exercise every day and be down to 240.
Okay.
That's my this month goal.
Okay. Good. I think I think I also have, and I think I have even more modest sort of weight goals. I think I just like to get myself under 300, and I'm only a few pounds away at this point. But I'd like it to be consistent, like 3 pounds or under 300 consistently, as opposed to the daily sort of fluctuation. I mean, I could lose 3 pounds in water weight, if in a few hours,
right,
if I needed to, and I've done it before. But I'd also like to try to, like, I'm running 3 days a week, and for the health of my joints and whatever, I don't want to increase that at this point. But I want to. I've been filling in some of the other days. I didn't mention this during the stay-at-home orders. I've been filling in some of the other days by doing other things with my youngest son. He used to do yoga in elementary school, so we've been doing yoga videos just so he's active and doing stuff. And I'm like, I'll do it with you to encourage him to do it. But like, and we also watched he looked over my shoulder and watched a Wheezy Waiter video. I don't know if you're familiar with Wheezy Waiter from YouTube, YouTuber.
No.
And he does these challenges every now and then. I'm going to do this thing for a month and see how it goes, right? He recently released one where he's like, I'm going to do yoga every single day for a month. And my son watched it with me, and then we're like, oh, yeah. Tracy's doing one of the... Was that his dad?
The mom does that.
Yeah. But he did yoga every day for a month, and so my son watched it with me, and he's like, I remember doing yoga. That was fun. Let's try that out. And so we've been doing yoga, and we've found the same channel that he was using, the same YouTube channel he was using to do yoga with, and we're doing the same one. And so I'm hoping to, like, the days that I'm not running... I want to, those other days, do something like that or go on a good long walk or whatever, just to do something every day so there's no completely dead days. Those are my goals. Tracy, what do you want to do by next month?
I think I'd like to get most days under 100 grams of carbs for now, just because it seems to be the right thing from everything I read. And then probably try to get a little more walking or other types of activity in during the day. I'm still making my move goal on the Apple Watch, but just more focused, being able to walk away and just even take a few laps around the parking lot would be nice.
Nice. So the other thing,
do we want to tell our audience that we're reading this book?
That's literally what I was just going to say.
Oh, okay.
Say the other thing we're all going to have a goal for next month is we're going to, for our first few episodes of this series, we're going to do a book club, a book study, whatever. Because it just so happened that all of us like either had or had an interest in this book, whether we've read it or not. I think, Tracy, you said you've read it.
Yeah.
I have it because my wife has read it, so I have the audiobook version of it. And so then we piqued Sam's interest and he jumped on, I think. So we're all going to read The Obesity Code. And my wife found it very helpful, so she recommended it. You seem to like it, Tracy. So we're going to dig into that. I'm actually in the middle of downloading it right now because I want to see sort of, do we want to split it into 3 weeks or 3 months or 2? I'm kind of inclined towards 2 right now just because I already have like 3 potential guests to come on and join us for interviews and stuff. So I don't want to make them wait too horribly long, but you tell me what's reasonable.
It looks like it's about 10 hours in audiobook form. I'm, or maybe it's not, maybe this isn't showing me the whole thing. This must be the chapter. I don't know what the overall time is. It's more than 10 hours. Because 10 hours is what I have left, and I'm on, like, chapter...
So you've already started it.
I've already started. I'll tell you what, it's really hard for me to listen to it in audiobook form because it's very science-y in the beginning.
Okay.
And I really want to have, like, a book in front of me. You know?
So the total is it's 10 hours and 10 minutes.
Okay.
It's broken up into 6 parts. So why don't we just say, let's listen to part 1, 2, and 3. for next month?
Which one? Sorry, you
Yeah,
yours up.
let's listen to parts 1, 2, and 3 for next month.
Okay.
That'll be about that. I don't know how that is on time, but in terms of it being in 6 parts, that's half.
Yeah. I think I've already done a couple hours, so I think that's parts 1 and 2 already.
That may
because
be.
I have 7 hours and I have almost 8 hours left. So
yeah. So
okay.
All right, so that's the plan. We're gonna read, or I guess we're all gonna listen to the obesity code, and the first 3 parts, and we're gonna talk about it next month when we get together and have a chat and see where we're at. We'll start off with where are we at in terms of our goals. What have we been doing this last month, and then we'll get into talking about the book and what we learned and how it's affecting us. So, sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, so I think that's where we're at for this month. If anybody wants to ask us questions, you can find The Tome Show on Facebook. You can also find it on Twitter. It is at The Tome Show. You can email thetomeshow@gmail.com. You can, on any of those locations, ask for the Discord link at any time. I haven't found a way to make it permanent. Every time I change it to don't expire the link, it always changes it back to expiring in a day. So the link expires in a day. So, ask me on any of those places what the link is, and I'll send you the link to the Discord. We'd love to have more people there. It's become quite active in the last, couple weeks, week or two, since we really got it going. And there is a dedicated fitness channel there that we follow along with and chat about what we're doing and what have you. I believe Tracy was the impetus behind getting that channel going, and there's been a decent amount of activity there. Today we were talking about sugar cereals. So you can also reach the others, all of us individually on Twitter. I am at Squatch, SQUACH. Tracy?
I'm at Sarah Dark Magic, Sarah with an H.
And Sam?
I am at DM Samuel, no spaces.
All right, and there we are. We have begun our fitness journey. The quest has been launched. We will slay the beast of unhealthiness. So here we are, and I hope people decide to come along and join us as we build up our health while we also build up our geekiness. Sound good?
Sounds
awesome.
All right.
So that's where I'll stop the recording. The stream is still going, though, so if you want to say goodbye to stream people, unless all the stream people jumped off when we lost
last
it for
I looked, everybody got dumped out. Nobody came back, so
okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's hard to tell how these stream things work. So let me